What's going on, guys? This is the one-man army, Mr. Easy for Life, coming back at you guys once again with another Revelation Online video. Got another guide for you guys, and this was actually requested by some of you. I've got this question through comments as well as a couple of personal messages and whatnot, and that is gearing your character from level 1 to 49. So now, couple disclaimers before I get started. I don't necessarily know everything about the gearing up system. I've only been playing this game for like a couple weeks, almost a month now. So I'm gonna give you all the information that I possibly can. I know for a fact that I'm probably gonna miss out on details. A lot of you guys can correct me if I'm wrong on any of them, and of course you can add to it you can add any information to this guide in the comment section below, of course, right? You're gonna go and help me out, and as I help you, right? Help me help you, kind of thing. So I'm gonna give you like the basics from what I know, and once you get the basics down, it's pretty much the same thing as you level up between each bracket, between 49 and then the 50s and then the 60s and the 70s. It's generally, in my opinion, all the same. It's just a matter of knowing where to go and what to do, right, in order to get your gear. And we all know that best in slot gear is actually crafted gear. So what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to go ahead and tell you guys how to get some temporary placeholder gears in terms of raid gear, dungeon gear, and all that. And then the second part, we're gonna talk about crafted gear, right? And like how to get like the materials and what you got to do in order to I guess unlock the ability to buy the materials, right? Because a good thing about this game is that a lot of the materials for your crafted gear can actually be bought through your vendor, and we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna talk about that a little bit later on in this video. But anyways, so I'm gonna go ahead. Let's go ahead and get started. I don't want to make this too long. I don't want to drown you out. I will be spitting out a lot of information. Take some notes. Rewind the video if you have to, and overall, share this with your friends, of course, if you want to go ahead and let your friends know how to gear up. This is pretty much the basics of how to do it, and let's go ahead and get started. So as you can see right here, I'm actually, if I bring up the map, I'm over here in this area right here. Okay, and the reason why I'm over here is because this is actually the entrance to the Darkfall dungeon. Okay, now the Darkfall dungeon, keep in mind that we're gonna be getting 4 dungeons in CBT1. It's gonna be Darkfall, Misty Hollow, Deserted Shrine, and Trial of the Four Kings. Okay, so Darkfall is the first dungeon, and when it comes to the first dungeon, this is where your first set of gear is going to come from, okay? Usually, whenever you're questing and you're leveling up your character, you're going to have some pretty bad gear. You're going to have like some questing gear. It's going to be like greens, gray, quality items. It's not going to be that great, and especially at level 40. If those of you have seen my how to get to level 40 in just under 4 hours or more, go ahead and check out that video. The link is in the description below. I pretty much go through how you can get to level 40 in just a few hours of playing, right? And you can utilize that into CBT if you wanted to. Okay, so you're gonna have some questing gear all the way up until level 20. Now keep in mind that the Darkfall dungeon actually unlocks at level 20. You're gonna go through your quest line, and it's gonna bring you there, introduce you to the dungeon at level 20. You're gonna have some pretty shitty gear, like I said, through questing, and the Darkfall area, the Darkfall dungeon, is actually the first place that you want to go ahead and get your first set of raid gear, dungeon gear, or whatever. Okay, so as we entered through the entrance, as you can see, it brings up this page here where it tells us the difficulties that we could do. As you can see, this one that I have selected is actually the solo instance version, the one that you can actually do over and over again, up to 99 times a day, and it's made for one person. You actually go through this with the this is the questing version. I have to say that, yeah, this is the questing version. You get a little bit of EXP, but as you go down here, you can see some rewards, and you actually get depending on how many times that you do this solo version, you can actually get gear that's blue quality up to levels 20 to 25. Okay, right, levels 20 to 25. Alright, so you can definitely get some. This is definitely a good way to start out your gear, right? Depending on what level you are. Okay, if you're levels 20 or yeah, around this level area, 20 to 25, you can go ahead and get some gear from here for the solo instance. Although I don't necessarily want you to do this version over and over again, because I mean, depending on what levels you are, and I'll be real with you guys, you can definitely get to at least level 30 to 35 within the first couple of hours, depending if we get the Spirit of Essence. You may even be able to get to level 40 within the first day. But I'm assuming that you know, you're at least level 30, or at least going to hit up level 35 soon. So I don't necessarily want you to get this. The first thing I actually want you to do is actually come into the easy mode. Okay, now the easy mode is actually made for 5 people, but depending on what level you are, 30 and above, you can actually solo this. Okay, even with your shitty questing gear that you have. Okay, this is actually a good way to start you off in terms of your gear. As you can see, it averages out to be levels 20 to 29, okay, in terms of the leveling of your gear, right? So this is definitely a good way to start you off. You can go ahead and either solo this, depending on what level you are, or you can have a group of 5 people, right? You get your guild, or you use raid finder or whatever, but initially this is the first thing that I want you to do to get your first set of gear, okay? To get rid of those questing items, all those shitty green items. Come in here into Darkfall and do the easy mode to get you some nice 20 to 29 gear. So I've actually soloed this dungeon, this easy mode of Darkfall many times, and you can actually get some purple gear from it. Even though it doesn't say it down here, there is still a chance that you can get purple quality level 20 to 29 gear. Okay, so that's still a factor that comes into play whenever you do this. I recommend, like I said, I recommend you soloing this so you can get all the gear to yourself. But of course, if you want to do that, you have to be, I would say, at least be level 30 before you attempt to solo this, right? But either way, go ahead and do that. And if you want to, right, I do recommend this, but you don't necessarily have to. If you're level 30, right, if you are level 30, you can actually do the hard mode. I believe the hard mode you can only do a couple times a day. Now, in the Chinese server, it says you can do this 5 times a day. But I'm not sure if that's going to be the case for CBT, right? They may change that. Maybe you're only able to do hard mode Darkfall twice a day. You're gonna get some pretty good EXP. I will not lie about that. But with hard mode, of course, you're not gonna get any indicators in terms of the mechanics. That's the differences, and a few other things as well. And of course, this is made for 5 people. So like I said, definitely, if you're gonna do hard mode, at least be level 30, and go ahead and get yourself, use raid finder, make a guild, get some friends. And do some hard mode action together, because as you can see, you can actually get purple quality gear from levels 30 to 35 depending on what level you are. Okay, and that's a really good starting out gear in terms of your first time raiding, or your first time raiding hard mode in Darkfall. Is if you can get some 30 to 35 gear on your first few attempts, then that's awesome. Okay, and of course, the more you do this every day, the better, the easier it's gonna get. If not, then it's pretty much guaranteed that you're gonna get 30 to 35 blue gear. And yeah, so that's gonna set you up. And by doing this, this is actually gonna set you up quite easily for the next dungeon. Okay, so yeah. Alright, so I'm assuming that, you know, you've gotten all of your, you pretty much trashed all your questing gear. You got at least level 30 gear. The next thing what I want you to do is, as I come over here, as I come up here, as you can see, up the road is, the next dungeon is Misty Hollow, okay? Misty Hollow is the next dungeon that you actually unlock, as you're questing, and I believe this one starts off at level 25. Okay, so as you can see here, the rewards here are quite amazing. Okay, so this is the easy mode for Misty Hollow. This is the Spider Queen dungeon that you've been hearing about. It starts off at level 25, and as you can see, the rewards are pretty awesome, right? You get pretty decent EXP. I'm not gonna lie. If you're gonna do a dungeon, at least one dungeon a day, this is definitely the one I want you to do because the EXP here is quite amazing. You also have a chance to get these materials right here. Now this material actually ties into your crafted gear. Okay, we're gonna talk about that later, but just know that you can actually get this. This is very important because you need this for your crafted gear. This, by the way, if you've been seeing it, you've been wondering what this is actually exorcism points, reputation points, and what you could do with reputation points is you can actually accumulate them and go to vendors and buy materials for your crafted gear. So this is very good to have, and I believe every time you run a dungeon, you're gonna get some exorcism points, reputation points that you can use to go ahead and exchange for crafted gear material. Okay, this right here, I think this is it's like a fragment, and I believe this ties into your legendary skills, your F skills, right? I heard it's a pretty low drop rate, but when you do get it, it's very beneficial to unlocking your F skills, right? Okay. Okay, so in terms of the gear, so as you can see here, that you could actually, it says here that this dungeon actually drops level 40 to 45 gear. Now, assuming that you guys are not level 40 yet, you can actually still come in here and get some 35 to 40 gear, okay? I do believe that you may actually be able to get level 30 to 35 gear if I'm not mistaken, but they're gonna be blues. But what I'm seeing here is there is a chance that you could get 35 to 40 gear, blue or purple. All right, they're pretty much putting all the good stuff on the table. I think you can get 30 to 35 gear. If I'm not mistaken. I'm not totally sure about that though. You can correct me if I'm wrong. But if they don't, then you're definitely almost guaranteed to get at least a couple purples within the ranges of 35 to 40 or 40 to 45, depending on what your level is. As you can see here, even though this dungeon actually unlocks at level 25, you could actually do this from levels 25 and on. So that's why it says 25 to 79. This game is very the game uses the scaling system. I don't know if you heard about that, but the scaling to making the dungeons pretty much tailored in terms of difficulty towards your level, right? So for example, even though this starts off at level 25, if you're level 45, you're probably gonna face off against level 45 mobs and not level 25 mobs. Okay, you know what I mean? Or if you're level 70, 76 or 56 or 47, whatever level you are, you will be facing that level of mobs and bosses, of course, or pretty much right in the middle, depending on what average level that you and your friends, right? If you come into a 5-man group, one person's like level 25, but another guy's level 79 or 49 or something like that. It'll probably meet you right in the middle, like 35-ish, kind of. Something like that. So yeah, this game is really big on the whole scaling system, right? So that's why you can actually come in here in the later levels and still be able to get gear. I believe the max here, as you can see, is 40 to 45 though, in terms of what kind of raid gear you can get. Yeah, so you can actually do this, get some pretty decent gear and whatnot. Okay, and yeah, so that is from 25 and on. Okay, now let's move on to another dungeon that I want to go ahead and talk to you about. So if I go up to the map, and I don't actually have a teleporter here, but if I teleport over here and fly up over there, right, from here to there, as we teleport there, that is actually the entrance to Deserted Shrine. Okay, so let's head over to Deserted Shrine. And Deserted Shrine is kind of interesting to me. Okay, it really is pretty much kind of interesting to me because even though if you don't have gear that is 30 to 35, you can actually get 30 to 35 gear guarantee from Deserted Shrine. It's kind of weird because Misty Hollow says that you can actually get 35 to 40 gear, but then it goes to me saying that, like, what if people only have 20 to 29 gear from the Darkfall and they want that 30 to 35 gear? Like I said, you can actually go to Deserted Shrine and get it as a guarantee. The problem with Deserted Shrine though, why it's the next dungeon that on our list, is because unlike Misty Hollow that unlocks at 25, Deserted Shrine you actually have to wait until level 35 and not 25 for it to unlock, right? So let's see here. I'm looking for... Where's the entrance? The entrance is like in a mountain or something. Here we go. Here we go. Alright, it's right in here. Okay, here is the entrance to Deserted Shrine, if any of you want to know that or was wondering. As you can see right here, Deserted Shrine, level 35. As you can see, oh, that's the hard mode. Okay, so level 35 is when the easy mode drops, or is when the easy mode is unlocked for you, right? And as you can see here for the loot rewards, we have levels 30 to 35 gear. Okay, and so this is something that that's kind of up to you-ish. Okay, you know what I mean? So, like I said, with the whole Darkfall thing, right, you're pretty much almost guaranteed to get an average item level of levels 20 to 29 when you do your Darkfall easy mode. If by any chance you get a group and you actually do the hard mode and you actually have the levels 30 to 35 gear, purple gear, then you can actually move over to Misty Hollow and get some 35 to 40 gear depending on what level you are. But for those of you who actually only have 20 to 29 gear, okay, and you want to get that nice 30 to 35 gear, you don't want to do the hard mode Darkfall dungeon, you can actually come in here. The con with this is that you actually have to wait until you're actually level 35 to attempt it, okay? So for a while, I would say you're going to be stuck with levels 20 to 29 gear up until you reach level 35, and then you can come in here and guarantee get you some nice 30 to 35 gear, okay? And that this is only if you pretty much can't do the hard mode Darkfall version, right? Okay, so that's what I would say you should probably do, is that if you do, if you choose to do the Darkfall hard mode, then definitely do that so you can get some nice 30 to 35 gear, and then move over to Misty Hollow for some 35 to 40 gear. But those of you who can't do that, I would say you're stuck with that level 30 gear. Definitely either wait till you're level 35 or whatever level you are. Just level up to 35 and keep that 29 gear, and come in here at 35 to get you some nice 30 to 35 gear, if that makes any sense. It's kind of hard to explain because it's kind of the order of dungeons is a little bit reversed in my opinion. But you can definitely do this however you want in terms of this gear. Keep in mind that none of this gear that I'm pretty much showing you or pretty much explaining to you is nowhere near important. This is just kind of the foundation that you need to know before you get to your crafted gear. Because like I said, when the game is so big on scaling, right? The whole scaling system. You don't want to be coming into Misty Hollow or Deserted Shrine with questing gear, okay? If you're level 35 or level 40 and you still have your questing gear, guarantee you're going to have a hard time, okay? So by doing these dungeons before you start crafting your crafted gear is definitely going to help you prevent you from going through that terrible experience of having shitty gear on a higher level PvE activity, right? Okay? So like I said, overview, Darkfall, levels 20 to 29. Once you hit level 35, you can actually come in here and get some 30 to 35 gear. And once you're 35 and above, levels 35 to 45, you can actually go back to Misty Hollow and get some nice purple gear. Okay? If not, then definitely do Darkfall hard mode, get you some nice 30 to 35 gear, and then go straight into Misty Hollow for that 35 to 40 gear and all the way up to 45. Okay, now by any chance, once you actually reach level 40, okay, once you reach level 40, like I said, it is definitely possible to actually reach 35 to 40 within your first day of playing. Okay, it's definitely possible. Once you reach level 40, you can actually queue up for the hard mode Deserted Shrine. And as you can see here, you can get some nice 35 to 40 gear, okay? Not only that, but you can also get these nice rewards. As you can see, this is used for refining as well as this as well. These two items tie into refining and enchanting your gear, which is definitely very important. I don't know what this is. You're gonna have to help me out on what this is, as well as this item right here. This item right here, I think this is actually crafting material for your crafted gear. So mats for your crafted gear could actually drop in hard mode, and I think even easy mode, if I'm not correct. Oh no, you can. Okay, you get exorcism points instead. Okay, reputation points. All right. So reputation points for easy mode, and then hard mode, I think you get some crafted materials, which is definitely beneficial. Okay. So if you hit level 40 within the first day, right, you can immediately actually queue up after you do your Darkfall for the day. You can actually try and get a group together and queue up for either hard mode or easy mode first, and then go into hard mode Deserted Shrine and get you some nice 35 to 40 gear. Okay, for those of you who are actually level 40 to 45, like I said, I want you to go back to Misty Hollow and get the levels 40 to 45 gear. Okay, if that makes any sense. Okay, I'll put a list on the order that I want you to do it in. Okay, but initially that's what I want you to do. So Darkfall first. Move over to Deserted Shrine if you can't do hard mode. If you can do hard mode, great, and then go straight to Misty Hollow for 35 to 40. Then from 40 to 45, stay in Misty Hollow. If not, come to the hard mode Deserted Shrine and get you 35 to 40 gear. Okay, if that makes any sense. Alright, so, and of course, not just, if I go to my character, you won't just only get, like, armor pieces, you will also get accessories as well. So keep that in mind. You will get accessories, maybe a couple of blue or purple weapons as well. But keep in mind that you should definitely always keep that level 37 crafted weapon. You will get the level 37 crafted weapon no matter what if you follow the quest line, so you don't have to worry about you know, grinding materials for this one. But in terms of like your offhand and accessories, you will also get that as well as your regular gear pieces. Okay, so now that you are level 45, you have an average item level of levels 40 to 45. Now we come into the fun part. Alright? And if I fly down here, we will be talking about crafted gear. Okay? Let's go ahead and fly down to the city. Oh, I'm sorry, teleport to the city. And yeah, let's talk about some crafted gear. All right. So the crafted gear actually starts at levels 45 to 49, and this is definitely what I would consider the top of the line end game content. Okay. I would say end game for you should start at like 35 and above, right? But for some, maybe 25 because of Misty Hollow, and you're going to be doing Misty Hollow quite a lot. But in terms of gear-wise, I would say this is it right here, man. Okay, this is it right here. So if I talk to this merchant right here, all the way to the right, I click on the first option. You can actually see this is what we got going on right here. All right, so this is our crafted gear. We got our helmet right here, and then we got breastplate. And then we got hands, we got our legs, and then we got our feet, okay? And as you can see here, this all ties into an average item level of 45 to 49. So the feet unlock at 49, legs unlock at 45, and the hands unlock at 46, breastplate at 46, and the headpiece at 48, okay? So starting out from 45 to 49, you will be accumulating your abilities to unlock and craft your crafted gear. Okay, so yeah, and then the same thing goes with the 59, the 60, and then the 70. It's all the same basically. But yeah, this is pretty much the end game gear right here, I would say. And yeah, so that is the accessories. Or no, I'm sorry about the gear, the armor pieces over here. If you click option 2, you actually have the accessory path right here too. So you got your necklace, you got your ring, and then you got your earring right here. And this unlocks at 45, this unlocks at 48, and then this one is at 49. Okay, so yeah, alright, so like I said, now that you got your 40 to 45 raid gear, the next thing I want you to go ahead and do is start grinding out your reputation points. Now keep in mind, I didn't actually say this, you should have actually been grinding out your exorcism points pretty much as soon as you hit level 30. I believe the exorcism actually unlocks at level 30. If you click C on your character and go all the way to the end, this is your exorcism reputation right here, okay? It starts at level 30, and pretty much what this is it shows you your rank right here, and it shows you all your reputation points that you have. I accumulated 998 just by soloing dungeons by myself. You get exorcism points if you see it in the loot table, what you can get, right? So once you hit level 30, like I said, doing part of your dailies should be whatever the exorcism dailies are. And as you can see on the right over here, this is actually where your daily exorcism quests are gonna be, I'm pretty sure. So we have the daily, and then you got like a god mode, hard mode, or whatever. Or no, I think it's like a hard mode, and then this one should be like a weekly. I think this would be a weekly. So it's like a daily dungeon, a daily hard mode, and a weekly god mode dungeon will be in your brackets, I believe, right? If I remember this correctly. Correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, this will be in your brackets, and as you can see, you will accumulate like 100 points here and 300 points there, and I think that'll actually go towards your leveling, okay, your level. And as you can see, I'm only rank 1, so there's only a few materials that I can actually buy at rank 1, but each time you rank up, you will actually see that this is the new materials that you can buy. So that material we saw at the deserted shrine, I can actually purchase this instead of looking for it in a dungeon drop at level 2, okay? But yeah, now I'll tell you this. I'll tell you this much. This material, this, and that can all be purchased from a merchant. Okay, that's the best part about this crafted gear, is that a lot of the crafted materials can just be purchased through reputation points. The only thing you have to do is accumulate reputation points, rank up, get the minimum required ranking, and you're going to be able to purchase them, okay? This item right here, I'm not too sure about. Think of this as like a transformation stone from BNS. I'm not entirely sure where you can get this. I do know for a fact that you can buy it off the auction house, but I don't know, and I think it actually comes in fragments too. Like if you get a certain amount of the fragments of this stone, you can combine it and make a stone, right? But from here, I do know for sure this is a dungeon drop. as well as a dismantling drop. So like, for example, if you get purple gear from the deserted shrine that you don't need anymore, you can actually dismantle it, and you have a chance to get this material. I think, I'm pretty sure, correct me if I'm wrong, but in terms of buying it through vendors, through exorcism reputation points, you can buy this all the way down to here. Alright, you can buy these 4 materials. I'll show you where the vendor is. This one, like I said, I'm not too sure about where to get it. Hopefully some of you guys know where to get it, can let me know. Yeah, so like I said, once you hit level 45, I want you to go ahead and keep the gear that you have and pretty much level up, do all your dailies, do your AFK spawn, your guild dailies, and level up all the way up to 49, okay? And the reason why I don't want you to work on your gear, your crafted gear materials, until you're level 49 is because I want you to have the ability to have all of your crafted gear unlocked before you start grinding out the materials. Initially, everything here in the crafted materials is pretty much the same. You know, you got these guys right here, and then same thing with this, with the breastplate, and then this one right here. This item you can actually buy as well. You can buy this item too. Yeah, it's pretty much all the same. And then of course when we hit the 50s, right, they'll add a few things, right? As you can see, there's more materials added once we hit the 50s. But in terms of CBT, we're only going to be levels 49. You only have to worry about getting these materials right here, okay? So that's the gear. And I'll talk about the accessories just real quick. So as you can see, if I go to the ring, you get 3 different options of rings. And I don't know if you can see this, but each ring has a different set of stats, okay? And this is what's so amazing about the freedom of your build. You could actually craft 3 different rings with three different stats depending on what build you have, okay? But what I want you to do in terms of material efficiency, I want you to craft the ring that has the stats that's tailored to your favorite build, okay? Before you start crafting more rings or whatever, I really do want you to craft your first 1 or 2 rings that's tailored to the build that you're going to be using 24/7, okay? Like I said, you have 3 different options, but pick the one that suits your build the most, okay? And same thing goes for the earring. As you can see here, different stats, right? But they both unlock at 45. You have the option of choosing between 2 different kinds of crafted earrings in terms of accessories. Or, I mean, depending on what you want, you can have one of each. You can have one of this, one of that. You can have one of this, one of that, or 2 of this, 2 of that. You know what I mean? The only thing you don't really have an option is the necklace, right? Because you only have 1 slot to add your necklace in, so you only have 1 choice. But I'm just saying, this is a pretty cool feature that gives you the freedom to choose what stats you kind of want in terms of some of your accessories. So definitely use it to your advantage, I would say. So yeah, and same thing with the materials, right? As you can see, you got this material, that one, and that one, which can all be purchased, right? So yeah. That is the gear for the crafted gear. I want to go ahead and talk to you guys real quick about the weapons. So as you can see here, we have a level 37 weapon right here. You actually get this through questing, so don't worry about this one or crafting this one because you're gonna get this through questing. But as soon as you hit 49, as you can see right here, as soon as you hit 49, you can actually use your level 37 weapon as a prerequisite material to help you get your level 49, okay? You don't have to worry about getting this stone right here. You can immediately trade in your 37 for the 49, okay? So that'll be used as a crafting material. And then, of course, this 3 right here, like I said, you can buy this through the vendor, okay? Get this through the vendor. And this I would say, if you're gonna do a crafted weapon, or I mean a crafted gear, I would say that your very first crafted gear that you should probably make first is your weapon. Majority of your DPS, you know, all your damage or whatever comes from your weapon. So it's very important that you actually utilize your materials to the fullest. And I would say the easiest thing, but the most efficient thing to do, is to focus on getting your level 49 crafted weapon. Okay. So as you can see, and like I said, since you're gonna have this as a prerequisite, it makes it even easier. You don't have to worry about getting this. Like I said, you can just immediately do this, and like I said, you can buy all this stuff and then just make it. Okay, so yeah, same thing goes with your main hand if you can. Okay, because like I said, or I mean your offhand, because like I said, most of your damage comes from your weapon, so it's very important that you utilize that. So as you can see here, this is my level 49 offhand, which is like the hand cannon, As you can see, that actually unlocks at level 46, so you could actually start crafting or getting mats for it at level 46 if you wanted to, okay? And another cool thing about the crafted gear, as you can see, it actually has 2 gem slots open, so there's always room for gems, right? And you can actually buy some pretty good starting out gems from a vendor as well. A lot of stuff for the crafted gear can be bought through reputation vendor. The only thing you really have to do in terms of, like I said, the basics of gearing up is getting a lot of reputation points, okay? Getting a lot of reputation points as well as ranking up to at least, I would say, 4, okay? So yeah, these are your 3 vendors that you want to be looking for on the map here in this wonderful city, and this is pretty much gonna these guys will give you the best gear, okay? Yeah. So I talked about the vendors, okay? Let's go check out those vendors real fast, okay? So if I come up the stairs right here, right, fly up the stairs, as you can see, we have some vendors lined up right here. Okay, these are where the vendors are that sell the materials. Okay, so if I talk to this one, I'll show you this one first, real quick. Oops. Well, if I talk to this one and I go to the second tab, as you can see, she sells gems. Yes, right here. These are some gems that you can use to put in to socket into your crafted weapons. Okay, as you can see here. Pretty much you need 1/5. I needed 150 of whatever the hell this is, and I can go ahead and purchase one of these gems. As you can see, it's got some stats, and it has a bonus roll on it. Okay, plus 10, whatever the hell that is. And yeah, same thing for this and that. And as you can see, I think I want to say the ones that maybe have better stats, I don't know, actually needs one of these. I'm not sure where the hell I'm going to get this, but this is something that you actually need in order to buy it. I'm sure this would be like a dungeon drop or a quest drop or whatever, or like a daily reward or something like that. But in terms of gems, some of your nice starting out gems, you can go ahead and buy it through here. Of course, I'm sure you can get gems through like PvP or like PvE daily activities or whatever. You can get them as rewards. But if you want to buy them, you can actually come to this one, this vendor right here. Okay, and same thing right here. These are gems as well, right? 2 different kinds of gems. So yeah, and I believe, okay, and then the one next to her, she actually sells gems as well. If I go to the second tab right here, right, see, she sells more of these kinds of gems, right, the different types of gems. This is what she sells. And of course, like I said, here's that material I was talking about that you can get through dungeons or buy through your vendor or dismantling old gear. Okay, this is that material that I said you can actually buy. So if I open this up, as you can see, I have 998 exorcism points that I accumulated just by running dungeons, and it costs 90 of them to get 1. The one thing that I am missing though is rank 3. I'm only rank 1, and I believe you need to be rank 3 to buy this material right here. Okay, and this is some nice crafted material. Okay, so if you do that, and if I come down here and I go to the second tab, as you can see, remember those materials that was needed for the crafted gear? Like I said, you can actually buy them right here. Same thing. And of course, when it comes to crafted gear materials, it looks like they're gonna need not just exorcism points or rank 4, but also 40 of whatever the hell this is. And this is something that I actually do not know how to get. So we're gonna have to research that on how the hell we're gonna get this material. But in terms of the crafted gear mats, of course, you can buy it through this vendor right here, as you can see. Okay, so these four mats are pretty much the ones you're going to be buying the most. And then of course you also have this one right here, so pretty much keep these 5, this one and the 4 right here. Keep these 5 items on the list of things to buy, things to prioritize on buying. Okay, because this is pretty much what you're going to be needing in order to craft your 45 to 49 crafted gear. Okay, yeah, I think that is about it, guys. In terms of the basic stuff that we're gonna be needing to know in CBT, I think that's pretty much all you need to know. Okay, so yeah, guys, hopefully you enjoyed that. I think that's all I wanted to cover. These other vendors, they sell other useful items, but I'm not sure what they are. But in terms of like crafted materials and gems, come to this girl or come to this merchant right here, and come to this merchant right here. Okay, check out on the map. Like I said, we are right here in the city. You will get to this city just by questing from your first 20 levels. And yeah, I think this is gonna be the city that everybody's gonna be in, just because all the good shit is here in terms of crafting wise and whatnot. Yeah. But either way, guys, thank you so much for watching. I think that's all I wanted to cover. Hopefully this helps you right before CBT launches, and I want to go ahead and wish the best of luck to all of you in terms of your leveling journey and your crafting. Your gearing journey, okay? Any questions you may still have, leave it in the comment section below. Hopefully, I can answer them. If not, then I apologize. But either way, guys, hopefully this helped you out right before CBT. And thank you so much for watching. Please stay tuned for more content to come your way. And hopefully you guys are all having a very, very easy day. And this has been the One Man Army, Mr. Easy for Life. And I'm out. Peace! So, actually, before I go, I wanted to go ahead and make this quick announcement before I go. So, the link to my Twitch channel is actually in the description box below if you haven't noticed that already. I went ahead and posted that in there. Now, keep in mind that my Twitch channel is actually brand new, so no followers, no videos, nothing like that. It's brand new. I just set it up, and that is the channel that I'm going to be using when we start live streaming on CBT. Okay, I'll make another announcement on Thursday, tomorrow, when we're gonna go live, or at least a couple hours before we go live, just to remind you guys as a reminder. But initially, there in the description box below, easy_lifes is my Twitch channel. Go ahead, if you want to check it out, go ahead and check it out. Give me a follow. That'd be very much appreciated. We're starting out fresh. But there it is, for those of you wondering. A few people have actually asked me what is my Twitch name, and there it is right there. It's in the description box below. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching, like I said, and I'm out. Peace!